The trick is not to kill your ideas. It's to capture them without letting them derail what matters right now and where your focus is supposed to be. Hey squirrels, welcome to AvyHD, where ADHD isn't some clinical diagnosis, it's just life. I'm Avy, your always honest tour guide through this beautiful mess. Over here, we're not about fixing yourself. We're about figuring out how to actually enjoy your life as you are. So grab a snack and let's go. I'm so shiny. All right. Shiny object syndrome. Wow. How can I get distracted when talking about distraction? It's about getting distracted. But a song popped into my head. So what do you want me to do? People call it being flaky, chasing the next big thing before you finish the last one, jumping from idea to idea, playing leapfrog in the idea pond. But in reality, shiny object syndrome is not about being unreliable. It's about how ADHD brains respond to novelty. So what do we do, squirrels? Please don't just leave me out here. The trick. We're going to talk about the trick in a second. Thank you so much for joining me. Another episode of AvyHD Squirrels. I am so excited to have you here so we can talk about shiny object syndrome. Ooh, I like that. It looks fun. I want to see it. So what do? The trick is not to kill your ideas. It's to capture them without letting them derail what matters right now and where your focus is supposed to be. So let's talk about it. What actually is shiny object syndrome? What we're talking about is being constantly drawn to new ideas, to projects or tools, while current work is still in progress. And listen, y'all, again, as everything, this is not a moral failing. This is not a lack of commitment on your part. It's your brain pattern. New equals exciting. Exciting equals instant dopamine, right? And the other side of that coin is old is familiar, and familiar feels like a grind. Like, I'm good, thanks. So your brain chases that hit even when it costs you momentum. And often chasing that hit can really derail us both in the short and the long term. Because here's the problem. We get stuck in a dopamine trap. The dopamine trap of novelty works because novelty floods the ADHD brain with dopamine. Whereas the neurotypical brain gets a hit of dopamine with every task accomplished, the ADHD brain interprets dopamine differently. So the start of something for us feels better than the middle or the end. We don't get our hit of dopamine from like, check, job well done. All we get then is like a mild sense of relief. We get our hit of dopamine from the novelty, from starting the thing. So this leads to perpetual starter mode, right? Where you have tons of projects that are launched, but few that are completed, a million amazing ideas, but none that are followed through on, because it's easier and it's quicker for your brain to come up with ideas than to complete them. And reality moves a lot slower than your brain does. So actually building out those ideas takes time. And your brain has already moved on to something new. So without a structure to manage it, novelty is going to win every time. So what are some tools to channel that energy? Here are a couple things, okay? We have, first of all, the idea parking lot. The idea parking lot is a dedicated and safe place to store new ideas so that they're visible, but they won't hijack your day. They can stay there safely in a corner or on a shelf or maybe in the middle of the room, but they're parked for now, and we will revisit the ideas when their time comes up. The second thing you can try is the 30-day hold rule. Wait 30 days before you act on a non-urgent idea, okay? If it still feels relevant and exciting after 30 days, then revisit it. Is it still in alignment with your vision? Is it still in alignment with your mission? Or is it a great idea that maybe you'll revisit it in the distant future, but would derail you now more than it serves you? And then, my friends, you have to create a filter framework. You have to set criteria. What is the impact? Does this align? Do I have the capacity for this? To decide if an idea even earns your attention at all, and then to decide whether it earns your attention now or later. We need to constantly be balancing creative flow with focused execution. Creative flow is valuable. It's where your best ideas happen. But without boundaries, it becomes complete and total, unfiltered chaos. Protect your deep work blocks where new ideas are only parked, right? We're not acting on them. When we're in a deep work block, you're focusing on the thing that's in front of you right now. And if another idea occurs to you, we place it in the idea parking lot. We focus by filtering out chaos using systems. So when your brain tries to sneak in and take an idea and put it somewhere, you say, "Thank you so much. I'm going to place this over here for now." And you continue doing what you were doing. And then you can schedule an idea review session to intentionally decide what's worth moving forward on. I had 900 ideas, 782 of them were trash. Great. So I'm acting on 118 ideas. Now I can put them in the pipeline. And when they come up in the pipeline, I can validate them according to the criteria that I set in my filter framework. Does this have impact? Is it aligned with what I'm doing? Do I have the capacity for it? How do I know when to pivot or park an idea? Right? Maybe I should work on it right now and maybe it should wait. That is a really great question. You should pivot if the new idea clearly solves a bigger problem, it aligns with your goals, and you have the capacity to execute without sacrificing critical work. So the pivot is an iteration on an existing idea or an entirely new idea, but it has to be really obvious that that's the right path. And you park an idea if it's exciting because it's new, or if acting now would cause you to abandon something important midstream. Really, the most important question for me is why and why not, right? We need to do a gut check. Is this idea pulling me forward or is it pulling me away? And only you can answer that because you're the only one who has the information required. But my friends, my darling squirrels, shiny object syndrome isn't the enemy. Unmanaged novelty is the enemy. So all we got to do is manage our novelty. Easy peasy. Your challenge is to set up one idea parking lot today and commit to using it for the next week. So whenever an idea pops into your head and you can send it to the parking lot, do it. Or if you happen to record your meetings, then you can pull them from the transcript. That would be amazing. But y'all, please don't stop getting inspired. Just make sure that inspiration fuels progress instead of replacing it. And until next time, squirrels, don't forget to hydrate because you probably are dehydrated. And I'll see you next time. Bye.